Previously, from the workshop here in the woods, I bought a Singer Model 27 treadle machine. The cabinet, it was in terrible condition. Machine not so bad. Stiff, dirty, typical situation for a machine that's 117 years old. This project was a little bit more work than I anticipated, so this video took a little bit longer to make. So let's see how I did. Oh yeah, and I paid a whopping $26 for this. The table for the treadle is completely like toast. And normally I'm a purist about being things original, just because I like the aesthetic myself. But this one is too far gone, so I am going to customize it. So if this is not your thing, please just click away. Normally I think you could just sand this down and maybe just do a really good job sanding and then do some wood stain on there, and it would be good to go. I do have a little bit of lift here in the corner about taking a little glue and dabbing it in there and clamping it down. I still need to do quite a bit of sanding here. And there's some big pits in the table itself, or the opening leaf part. I do have a broken hinge. I have found replacement pieces. So that one was actually available on Amazon. Treadle band. There's some gunk in here. I'm gonna clean that out. So, but here's the big damage. So it's, the veneer has popped off and it is pretty, like, you know, abrasive how it is. I'm just going to take the whole thing off, that sheet of veneer, sand it down, and probably just do a fun treatment here. The drawer is busted. I will have to just rebuild that little side there. It has the places for the attachments, so it's totally dirty and gross. But it is missing this one side, and it's actually in the drawer. Here, it's just like the standard, you know, drawers. And I actually found the tension knob that I thought I was missing in one of these drawers. So that was actually a bonus. So the machine is complete. The irons are in amazing shape. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to restain these drawers, but I will definitely have to do this part. First things first, you gotta take it apart. I have to say, I kind of appreciate that this was built before the Phillips screw was invented, because everything is a flathead screw. It makes it so easy. Okay, I had to call in the strength here to help get these bigger bolts out. But I recently saw in my vintage sewing machine group, that some people had found that they had wood pitmans. And I was like, what? Why would that be wood? And lo and behold, I have one. I have it all disassembled. I only needed help with a couple real tough screws. My husband, thankfully, is much stronger than I am and could work those off easily. All right, the next step is removing the veneer from the top of the cabinet. I'm just gonna pry that off with this little handy dandy tool. All right, it took maybe 2 minutes to take off the veneer. My veneer was really loose and dry. I know there are techniques to removing the veneer if it's really actually stuck on there, unlike mine was. The next step will be to sand this down. Everywhere the veneer is okay, I'm gonna leave it. I do have to repair a couple spots of the structure. like right here. I'm gonna glue that. And then the top also, the veneer was coming off on one corner. I'm just gonna glue that down, and I'm going to put stain on the areas where the wood looks good. In the back portion where it curves, there is a piece of the veneer missing, but I don't feel like it is enough to take it apart. And I might actually take a piece of this veneer that I just ripped off and piece that. Okay, I have sanded this all down. I use 60 grit and then 320 grit. I actually just took off the veneer. I just decided it wasn't worth saving, so I'm just going to put stain directly onto that wood. And I did some patchwork here. This is in okay shape, but there is some damage. But I have a plan to decorate that, to cover that up. And I have a couple glue spots going on. I actually have the weight of this weighing down the corners of the veneer that were popping up. And then over here, just gonna do a glue repair on that guy. Okay, I'm just installing the new hinges. Now these have like a brass look. Maybe they are brass, but they are very bent. And this one actually snapped off. So unfortunately, the only ones I could find to get to me the soonest have a copper look to them, but they're gonna be hidden, so it's gonna be okay. The holes don't line up on the base, but they line up perfectly on the door. So I'm gonna go ahead and I might drill another hole so it fits in. Little minor annoyance, but that will be fine. This is the underside of the cabinet. I'm just going to tighten up some screws here to make sure that this hanging part that holds the machine is nice and solid. I'm going to attach the cabinet back onto the iron base, and hopefully I can get those screws lined up nice and easy. I just love that all of this is done with a flathead screwdriver. I almost got this table put back together. I'm so stoked. I love getting near the end of a project. These two big boys go on the back. Wait, is that one slightly longer? Slightly longer, the shorter one. These go on the front. It goes in perfectly. I just noticed these little wheels on the base. That is cool. Okay, I am going to do the new belt now. I just ordered, I think it's a 4-pack off of Amazon. I had really good reviews, so hopefully that's true. I'm gonna figure this out right now. It looks pretty straightforward. Gotta make sure I feed it through the right place and then secure it down properly, which I'll probably go get some needle nose pliers to help me with that bit. I just need to clip off a little bit. I measured it and like just punctured a little bit with an awl that I have, just to mark where I need to cut off. I read that you want it not super tight. You want it just regular. You want it to be a little bit loose, if anything. And I saw a couple videos where a fancy multi-tool was being used, and I probably have one, but this is gonna be just fine. That's me. I think it just takes some practice. Because I watched other tutorials of people cranking it like 2 or 3 times and then get the motion with the feet right, which...
And then keep that momentum, exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't seem to have that rhythm yet.
Wow.
I can sew when the power's out. Wow, those are real stitches. I am glad I didn't pick a project to do right away. This is a whole different kind of coordination thing for me, and I'm somebody who I sit at the machine and I am at one with my machine. I am not at one with this machine yet. I should be for the physical touch that I've put onto this, but so far, as you just saw, I actually got some stitches going here that aren't terrible. So I have to practice my my movement, my little rocking movement. I have never tried this before. I have another treadle machine that I was gifted that I did work on, and the irons are really nice, but the machine has some stiff issues still. This one is in a better condition, and I'm pretty excited. I do live in an area where the power goes out at least a few times a year because of the winds and trees and wet. So I often do have projects that I want to continue on, and this is my answer. So that is it for this episode. I will try to find a sewing project appropriate for this machine, and I'll have a separate video for that, like the rest of my videos where I fix up a machine and make a project from the machine's era. I'm excited for the opportunity to have a machine to use when the power is out here in the middle of the forest. Old technology is cool. Thanks for coming with me on this little refurbishing journey, and I look forward to sharing some simple projects. Thanks for watching.